Hi, good evening. We're here once again. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Kenny,
Kunle,
and we are
yeah,
the
Adele
Adele Kids,
case.
and we're so happy to have you here once more. The love on our previous video was so mind blowing. It was so awesome. We love you guys so much. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everything. It was. Thank you so much. The views. Thank you for everything. We got so many suggestions for us to talk about the communication and assumption in relationship, and here we are. Talk about it.
Yes, so today we'll be talking about communication and assumption in relationship.
Yep.
Very fantastic topic, I like it. So we'll be starting today, and this is as a result of the feedback we got. Remember, in our last video, we mentioned that our mentor once talked about it and it
Yeah.
really helped us a lot.
Yeah.
One thing about all these things is once you get an information and you work with it, it will definitely work for you.
Yeah. We really got a lot of feedback about it, and we can't wait to share it from the little we know to moving forward in your relationship and your marriage and every form of relationship in your life.
All right, so
So
we'll
let's
be starting
let's get
today.
into it.
Let's get into the business of the day.
Yes. So, communication. So I think let me start. The first thing, communication is a way of talking, is a way of letting your partner or whoever you're trying to relate to understand what you're saying and and receive it well. The whole essence of communication is not to just talk, it's about effective communication, making sure that the person you're telling is actually receiving it well. And I think one of the bedrock for relationship, sorry, for communication is that you have to be honest. Because I don't know how you say you're communicating and you're lying about something. That's the very bedrock. You should be very honest and plain. You should be in a relationship whereby you are allowed to thrive in honesty. You should be able to relate whatever is in your mind as honestly. I'm not saying bluntly, or I'm not saying harshly or anything, but as honest as possible, as honest and as kind as possible to relate that thing that you want to say.
All right, so um, we have many things to say about communication,
Yeah.
but I would like to pick it from this angle. She said something about being honest, and that is very important. Now, one thing I've realized that affects our communication in relationship many times is our background, or maybe I should say prior knowledge.
Yeah.
Now, remember that one of the major thing in this advice or in this kind of relationship we're talking about is it has to be a relationship that is based on God as the foundation. Okay, now I said that because there might be some things we'll be saying that is particular to believers, or yes, or to God fearing people. All right, so we will sometimes be assuming that we are talking to people that have understanding and are ready to move on from there. So now, when we're talking about, when I said background or prior knowledge, there are some things that are general, or there are some things that some people actually say that you need to know if that is how you should talk to your partner, or if that is how your partner wants to hear things. Do you understand? Now, there are some relationships that they call themselves names, and to them, it does not really mean anything. Now, when I say names, now It may not necessarily be bad names.
Like goat.
No, it may not be goats. It may not be names like goats. All right,
Or like, or they come here.
Yes, we were somewhere today, few moments ago, went to a restaurant and somebody just used that word like until they come here or something like that. Do you understand? It's not something like that. You need to understand who you are dealing with and the kind of word. Besides, if you are a God-fearing person, there are actually some things that should not be coming out of your mouth.
Yep.
So to start with, so communication starts from name calling. There are some names you call. I know of a couple that both the man and the wife call each other chicken. All right, and to them it didn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
But you need to know your partner if calling him or her chicken will sound very insulting.
True.
Now that is communication.
Yeah.
And you don't have to force it. Maybe your background, where you're coming from, calling somebody by names means nothing to you guys. You need to check your partner if calling him or her by such names is okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You need to know. So it starts from calling names, because if you keep calling and you see your partner say something like, please, I don't like it, or did not agree with it, or did not go well with such name, then you should know that right there and
Yeah.
then you should put a stop to
Stop
it.
it. Yeah.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
prior knowledge, sometimes you need to study your partner and see
Yeah.
if those things you already knew will go well.
Yeah, calling them a name that they even like for a certain conversation would even make them receive it better because they are smiling already. You get like I remember when you first started dating and the baby babe was going up and I was like, why are they calling grown men babe? No, like it seemed quite interesting to me, but I was just like, okay. And one of those days we were just playing and I just mentioned it casually and he was like, it's okay with it. I'm like, what? But yes, I still call you babe because he's okay with it. I think it's a form of communication. I don't see why, but I've even come to love you right now. But then I was not of the opinion that a grown up man should be called baby get, but he loved it. Why not? So yeah, my babe, you get. So it makes it easier to when you call them by their pet name or a name they love, make them to want to receive whatever you want to see. Some people just fling it out of the window when you are vexing with your partner and you want to tell them something. You just fling their deorimi out of the window. Or you call them their name straight. Like it's not good. It's not good enough. Don't throw the endearment away. You can still say it and still communicate what you want to say with kindness and with respect and all.
All right. So, the communication thing and assumption go in hand. Do you understand? Because
Yeah.
if you're trying to tell somebody something and they assumed another thing, then there might be issue. So, as I talked about background, I will be talking also about general assumption. All right. Now, there are some general assumption that does not really go well in relationship that one needs to be very careful of.
Yeah.
Take for example, some people believe there is a general assumption that all men cheat. There is a general assumption that your partner cannot have access to your phone.
Mm.
Those are general assumptions. So when your partner is busy and you need to access his or her phone, and you say, "Babe, what's your password?" or "Can you help me unlock your phone?" and it goes like, "I'm busy at the moment." It's very possible to first assume that it's because he's hiding something.
Yeah.
And once you go with is hiding something, then your the next things you would say would definitely be affected by that assumption that you already made up in your mind.
Mm.
All right. Now that is one part of assumption. There's another part of assumption. when your partner tells you something and it is not clear to you.
Mm.
Now, there is nothing wrong in you asking for clarification,
Yeah.
but there is everything wrong in you assuming what you did not get clearly,
Yeah.
especially when your assumption comes from the negative side. And
Mm.
we are humans, we sometimes do that with ease.
Very, very easy.
I
It's
believe that
easy.
you talk more on that.
We had this issue in our relationship. Like, I would, I would do something. The next thing, I'm hearing something else that you did this, but like I'm like I don't understand. Like, why did I do this? Why did I say this? You get like it was really an issue. Okay, not really a serious issue, but it was an issue that we had to trash out. That see, if you don't understand something, just ask me, because that's what I do actually. Because if I see that there's something you are doing that I don't understand, or you did something, I'd rather just come and meet you that babe. I don't like what you did that time. You did this and this and this, or something, and I'll shall come and meet you. We'll shall trash it out, and I'll get what you were thinking or what you were trying to do or something wrong. So we had to work on it. We had to work on it gradually. Sometimes I'll say some things and he felt insulted, but he would think I was insulting him. I'm like, why would I insult you? Like, I don't even insult people on the road. Why would I come and insult the person I claim I love? You get like, but communication and talking and just plain asking will save you a lot of stress and headache. That 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 is right there. You get just ask that babe, you did or whatever endearment you use, you did this and this, I don't really like it, or what were you thinking when you did something, you get, but just ask the question, don't assume. It doesn't help you, it doesn't help your partner. So try to ask, just say it, just ask better.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I would like to talk about this also in communication.
Mm.
When you are in a relationship with somebody, now remember that no matter how spirit filled the person may be, no matter how God fearing the person is still human,
Mm.
and your partner cannot read your mind. See, that until you come to that knowledge that your partner can actually not read your mind,
Mm.
that is human like you, just the way you cannot always read his or her mind,
Mm.
your partner also cannot read your mind. When you realize that, then you will relax and talk about everything. Now, when I say talk about everything, it is still the communication part. All right?
Yeah.
See, talking about everything will save you a lot of stress. It will save you from assuming wrongly.
Yeah.
All right? It will make it easy for you to understand how your partner understands things,
Mm.
or how he or she interpret things.
Mm.
All right? So, at every point in time, you need to sit with your partner and talk. See,
Mhm.
I don't know, the person you should be talking to most of your
In
time
this world.
in this world is your partner. After talking to God,
Yeah.
your partner should be the next.
Yeah.
All right? When you guys talk, and don't talk from the angle of being defensive or offensive. Do you understand? Talk for clarification, talk for understanding,
Mm.
talk for knowledge. All right, talk about yourselves, the things you knew before, or the things you thought your partner likes or dislikes.
Yeah.
Talk about it, just like a couple that I heard sometimes ago. They said they were celebrating their 50 years
Mm.
of marriage. Can you imagine 50
Very
years?
sweet song.
Very, very sweet. 50 years of marriage. Then on that day, so the wife just said, "Oh, baby, we've been married for this 50 years. There is this particular soup that I used to cook for you. The reality is, I actually don't like cooking the soup, but I have been doing it for you. It's been a sacrifice in these 50 years." And the husband was shocked.
The
The husband
what?
said, "What? I've been eating that soup
Because of you.
because of you. It's been a sacrifice on my part. I never liked it."
Imagine.
50 good years.
See what the
The person that-
conversation can save you
What
from.
it can save you? 50 good years. Now, I heard it was a true life story. All right. I didn't hear the story from the couple, but I heard it from someone. All right. That 50 good years, the man has been eating the food as sacrifice for the wife so that the wife will not be angry. The wife has actually been cooking the food, thinking the husband likes it. It was a sacrifice on her part too. Now, that is what communication can save you.
Yeah.
So you thought this is what he likes or this is what she likes. Why don't you talk about it?
Yeah.
Talk about it. Then you get clarity. So if you were right, oh, I thought you liked this, and he or she confirms, yes, I actually like it. Good.
Then
And if
okay.
she doesn't like it or he doesn't like it, the person will clear you right there and then. I actually don't like this thing. Oh, okay. Then you know what next to do.
Yeah.
What
So
are your
do you
likes?
like? Yeah.
What do you like? What do you not
Then
like?
you can actually do things that each other like instead of doing things you're assuming that they like.
Yeah. And there is this thing that they used to say, it's about what is it called now? Is it temperament? They said in temperament, for those that understand temperament, or five love languages. They said we tend to speak our love language to our partner, but most times our partner's love language is different from hers. Now, it is in the place of asking questions that you will know what your partner's love language is
And how they
and
want
how
to be.
they want to be communicated to. That is
Yeah.
communication. So when you understand your partner's love language, not assuming, I could actually study somebody, I could meet somebody, and from our conversation, I'll be able to say, okay, maybe this is this person's love language, maybe this. But see, they are just assumptions. You need to talk with the person, ask the person, do you like this? Do you not like this? Then you will just realize that you stay more on the positive side of your partner than the negative side,
Yeah.
and that will be vice versa.
Yeah, so I want to talk about something too. As in, when you want to talk with your partner, like know your partner, ask questions. It's very important though, because you would know if they're kind of person that there's some people they want to be woken up in the midnight and say, "Baby, stand up, let's talk
Let's
that
talk."
important talk." And there are some people that don't just disturb my sleep. When I'm awake and I can see the day, let's talk about it. And there are some people that prefer that you take them on a stroll to talk about it. Like quality time people would like that. You get so you need to know your partner, what they will prefer and how like the atmosphere that they would like to be talked to. Some people would just prefer to just sit on the couch and talk. Some people would prefer while they are busy, like while they are like trying to do some things, they can like many ladies can do that, like on the go, like they are tidying the house and they are talking. Some people will prefer it that way. So you need to know what they like and how like I'm talking about the basics, like what they will prefer to even set the tone for the conversation. Because some conversations are that easy that you can just say on the go, and there are some that you need to sit down and have full concentration and talk to each other about it, especially on a scale of how important the discussion is. You understand? So it's very important to know the kind of partner that you have. Don't just assume that because your partner is loud, the person prefers to I don't know, just know. Or you can just plain ask them like I've said. Don't just assume that your partner is a couch person that would prefer to just sit down randomly and just talk on the couch. Or and there are some people that prefer to be woken up in the midnight. Imagine if I cannot relate at all, but I'm sure I'm sure there are some people like that. So we need to know how like you need to even start asking already, because I think in your process of courting, your process of knowing each other, you should ask all these questions, because there's no way you want to be with each other that it wants to grow from a relationship to a marriage and you guys have not even established your communication pattern. It's quite and it's quite very important. It's very, very important.
All right. So the last thing I would like to talk or hear before I will drop the mic is, there is this research that I heard sometimes ago that was conducted by, I don't know, right? But I saw the research. Okay.
Okay.
So it was said that communication actually comprises of three things. It was divided into three things: the words you used, the tone of voice, and your body language.
Yeah.
Now, those three things is actually important in relationship. Every relationship, most especially dating and marriage relationship. All right. So, in that research, it was said that the words used carries 7%
The word
of the
of
message. The words that you use
okay.
in communicating to somebody carries 7%, just seven.
7.
Yes. So when you say I love you only carries 7%.
Oh wow.
Yes. Then the tone of voice used is 38%. That's tone of voice now. Then your body language carries 55%.
Oh wow.
So it's just like this. You can say, I love you. Okay, now you see she's laughing.
What is that?
Do you get it? And there is the. Now, if you notice very well, the tone of voice was different, and even my body language, like I didn't even know what I did. I love you. And shook my head like, do you understand? So now, to actually be getting this correctly, there is something everybody would need to work on, you especially, and that is self-control. See, you don't if you don't control your emotions,
Yeah.
you would say the right thing the wrong way. And saying the right thing the wrong way now would just mean that you will say something which is the word, which will carry 70%, but your body language and the tone of voice will just scatter everything, will just say the opposite of what the words are saying. And those are the things that carries the message, the bulk of the message that you're passing across. So for every one of us that is watching this video, I want to encourage us that we should work on our tone of voice.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Yes, the words used is also important,
Yeah.
and your body language. And you will only be able to do all these things if you are able to gain control of your emotion. Very, very important and very key. And that's where I'll be dropping the mic today. Maybe later in subsequent videos, when this come up, we'll still be saying more. But that is where I will be stopping here for this.
Yeah. So so we need to, like, one important thing I see too is that we need to see our partner's point of view. As much as we grow up different backgrounds, different everything, we need to calm down and say, okay, I didn't grow up like this person. Like I grew up in Sulere and this person grew up in Ajegunle.
I
So
was very truly and
so we cannot be saying the same things, you get. So you need to understand that you guys are quite different. That's not the point of where I'm going. You need to understand that you're quite different and the way you see things actually differ. So I need you to calm down and see from their point of view and stop being so defensive. Sometimes you just need to just calm down and see through your whatever emotion. Yeah, like keep your emotions in check. Like my husband said, it's very important. Like when you want to communicate, the last thing you need to be doing is raising the roof with your loud voice and letting all the neighbors know that you're having an argument. It doesn't go anywhere. It just leaves somebody annoyed and maybe just sweep it under the carpet. It doesn't solve any issue at the end of the day. There's no need to let your emotions be all over the place. Just calm down, see their point of view, stop being defensive, and use more of use more of we, not I feel we are, like, so it feels like a team talk. Like you're not just trying to just blame the person. There's no need to blame anyone. There's nobody at fault for anything. Just um just try not to be defensive and just listen. Listening is so important. There's no way you want to talk. You need to listen and get what your partner is saying. Don't listen to reply. A lot of people do that. Don't listen to reply. They say, he said A, B, C, D. So that time that you said D, you get, that's not what we're talking about. Like you need to calm down, listen to, okay, what's he trying to say? Okay, it really hurt him that I behaved like this last week. Wait, oh, why did I do that? And just calm down and say, I'm really sorry. Like I didn't even know that I did that, or I didn't know that I hurt you with that action. Like this is how we do when we grow up. Like sometimes you can even make them see why you did what you did, but you make them see too that you are sorry, that they are hurt. And no, you can't just, like, how do I explain this? Like just be sincere enough to be honest, to not be offensive or defensive, and just truly try to reach your partner and solve whatever issues you guys are having. I think, and at the end of the day, the results of communication is not just talk, is to reach a solution, especially when there's a problem. To reach a solution, sometimes it can involve compromise, sometimes it can involve one partner trying to stop whatever, but it needs to get to a solution. Because if you are really sorry, okay, let's assume you did something wrong, you stepped on your partner's toe and it made you see that you did that, I think, and you see that you are wrong, beyond saying sorry, please work on it. Like let your partner see that you would not do that thing you complain about anymore. At least not on purpose, or see you working, because some things are habits that you can't just stop. So let your partner see that you are working on it and you really value your partner enough to work on whatever stuff that your partner is complaining about. So communication is really wide, and beyond communication, it's important to seek solution, to compromise, to talk, to really talk and see what your partner is saying. Because even beyond there's an issue, I think it cuts across every part of our lives. It cuts across sexual life. Because I don't know how you guys want to have a great sexual life and not communicate. Because you have to say, okay, this is where I like it, this is where I don't like it. So if there is no even communication, I don't, or honest communication, because as I said at the beginning, that's like the bedrock of everything. If you're not honest, or if you're not honest in your communication, I don't know what you're doing, because you've gotten it wrong from the beginning. And keeping our emotions in check, everything. And like my husband said, assumption kills a relationship. In fact, there are so many people that have broken up on assumption, that if they actually sat down together and say, okay, that day that I was so annoyed and that we broke up, the following week, this is what exactly happened. I said, no, this is not what, like, this is what exactly happened. Do you understand? Like, so many people are broken up. I'm sure marriages probably are broken up too because of wrong assumptions like that. So it's very important to trust your partner and to communicate whatever it is that is the issue. And I hope that you've learned a lot from everything. And like as I said, don't throw your baby, your adoring me, don't throw it out of the window. Even if you're annoyed with your partner at that very moment, please don't throw it out of the window. It's very important to still get through to them. And I hope you've learned something from this video.
All right. So
Yeah.
thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Just like
Yeah.
we always say, we appreciate when you drop your comments after watching this video.
There's one thing I want to say.
Okay.
Please, that I think this is the organ pata of them all. It's very important. Know that your partner is unique. You can't compare your partner to anybody. You can't say because Lagbaja does like this or communicates like this or receives it like this, you should receive it that way. Everybody's different. How I'll communicate with my husband is different from how you communicate with your partner because we don't have the same love languages, we don't have the same temperament, we did not grow up in the same area. You get, and we did not grow up in the same home. You understand? So everyone is very unique and different, and that's why you need to ask questions, and that's why you need to communicate. Yeah, so I needed to say that so that you don't compare. It's very important though. It's very important. Everyone is unique. Know your partner for themselves. Because most ladies like it this way or are one way like this doesn't mean your partner because she's a lady is like that. So it's quite important.
Yeah,
Quite
that's a
very
place of
important.
general assumption and
Yes,
all those things that they told us. Ladies
Yeah.
are.
And
Men
this
always,
way,
men used to.
is a lie.
It's not always true.
It's not always
All right, it's
true.
not always true. You
Yeah.
need to understand you, and that's the talking. Talk,
Talk. Yes.
talk, and
Even
talk.
if you're a quiet person, you shouldn't be
Talk
quiet for your
to-
partner.
Talk with your
Talk
partner.
with your
all right,
partner.
and talk things out.
Yeah.
All right. So,
We hope
thank you. Thank
With
you
all
very
this,
much.
you're able to resolve your issues. We hope you're able to apply all these things that we have said today. And please give us your feedback, comment, like, share this video. Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
so
till
much.
we are fast approaching Christmas period.
Yay.
All right. It's Christmas season.
It's Christmas, like everywhere is so Christmassy.
My
as
babe
in
and I went
everywhere.
out today and she was just looking for Christmas light that sings. You understand? Okay.
Why you casting me like this?
we
It's
bought
very
it.
important.
We bought it anyways. To be
Who will
very
sing
soon.
the carols
Maybe
for
in our
us?
next video, you'll be hearing music. I'll be singing. All right,
Mm.
and I'll be seeing some lights. All right, we just bought it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. We'd like to get
Yeah.
your feedback. Like, share, subscribe. We have more and more content
Yeah.
because what we are looking out for is for you to have a good and enjoyable relationship, and that is very possible. All right. Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas in
Merry Christmas in
advance.
advance. All right.
Yes.
So till we meet next time.
Bye.